Purpose of this video is to acquaint you with the university tool that is Toledo. Toledo is the gateway of the student's life in the university. It controls everything. Today we'll run through some very basics about Toledo and how to use it. This can be extremely useful to you, but you can only access it the moment you reach over here. So here you have Toledo KU Leuven. This is what you click on it when you Google search it. Mhm. This is the KU Leuven page. Then you go to the login. Here it is. Okay. You click on the login. This will redirect you to another page. This is where you fill in your student ID number. You get this number when you register with the university. That is maybe the first day where you land. And the password associated with this you will allocate, which will be done on the day of the departmental tour. So that follows a separate procedure which needs to be done on a KU Leuven system. That's why I cannot show you the video right now. But once you have your password, you can log in. And now this is your Toledo portal. Now, this is the entire Toledo portal. You also get it in English as well. I'm not sure why it's showing in Dutch. These are all the courses you have to do or you register for. Now, this is the schedule button that will reveal all your classes when in the respective time. I have no classes in the summer. What is very important is the KU locket over here. This will lead to the following important uh, things which are important. One is your ISP. ISP is your individual study program. This is the thing that you register for. Without registering for this, you cannot further pursue your studies, because this is what decides what courses you do in a year. Your IR is your individual exam response that I will also be showing you today. And then the next most important one is this is your mails, which will lead to your personal emails. And this is all the notices from all your courses. Now, maybe right now there are not many, but when you register for a course, you'll later show you, for example, for this course, schedule for the exam, or it will reveal when the next slide is uploaded. This is the basic information. For example, this course, I can select the courses over here. And various courses, you get the various details, whereas the announcements, that is like when is the class or a change in the schedule. Contacts, that is basically the TAs or the RAs or the professor's contact email ID. Course documents, this is where you'll get all your slides. Right now it's only showing exam schedule, but before it was containing, okay, so it has all the slides of the chapters you will need. You either print them or you study via your tablet or laptop. ECTS, which is the number of credits. Now, it's still loading. Surprisingly, my internet is slow. So these are the course documents, and this is the general structure of your courses which are there on your Toledo main page. Now, KU Locket as such in a separate way is where you write various details which could be very useful. For example, HSE and spaces is another useful tool which is within HSE is the list of hazardous chemicals. This is kind of more useful if you're using a very hazardous chemical. This could be important for those doing PhD in mostly in chemical engineering or the chemistry department, where they have to, for example, start working with certain chemicals, and these will be the instructions for those chemicals and where you can order them. Well, student database labels, it's completely in Dutch. Now, classroom reservations. This could be certain important. Sometimes you need to book a classroom to do an event, for example, and this is where you can do it. You first you go to select a localen, that is selecting the various place, or zoek opnaam, that is search my name. So you can do the zoek opnaam. I will write a very common name like ESAT, that is the name of a department. No, it doesn't. So you'll have to be very specific with the names, I presume, because it does not show anything. Uh, Last I remember, MTC 00.10 gallons. Okay, no, still no. Then space 0.10. No. Well, remembering the names is really hard. So when you want to book a specific room, you need to write down the name of it. Alma 00.10. I could remember the names. Let's just go to select tier then. Select tier. Limburg, Brussels, Netherlands, Brabant, KU Leuven, KU Leuven campus. Heavily, for example. Let's say we want to book in Armored One Castile Peak, Edinburgh Castile. That is the castle in Edinburgh. That's what you will book most of the time for your PhD reception. Ola Edinburgh Cast, so cast 0.1.07. Yeah, for example, once you know the room you want, you have to remember the names by heart. Yeah, the name goes in, search. Oh, that's strange. That's strange. Um, this is really strange. I'll come back to it later. So this is your email ID. This is where all the professors will stay in contact, and this is where you can stay in contact with the rest of them. If there's any specific announcements, it will mainly be through this email. Next is your individual study course. Now, individual study course is where you select the subjects that is required. For example, when you click on this is my old ISP, you will be shown a list of possible courses you're supposed to take. Here are the instructions for doing all the compulsory courses and non-compulsory courses, and this is where you select them. This is which half of the semester you can pursue it, and this is the year. So first year, second semester. You do an ISP for the whole year, so you mostly take all the ones. Um, Yes, that will mostly be it. This will vary from person to person, so it's really these are mostly your optionals, and that's how you select. The instructions are given there in detail. This is ISP. The moment your ISP is selected, you basically have to click the submit button, which has disappeared for me right now. But once you click the send button, which will be somewhere over here, your program coordinator will approve it, and then your ISP for the whole year is settled. Without finish submitting your ISP, you cannot pursue a single course over here. So the ISP is the most important thing, I would say, in this whole list. Next is your individual exam schedule. Once your ISP is submitted, it will not be finished till you finish your exam schedule. Basically, there will be multiple slots available in which you can select an exam. I have one exam this summer, so it is just showing this one slot since it's already pre-made and decided. But let's see if I can. Yes, I can show you. So before I had like two exams and I could choose, maybe there will be two, three slots for this one. I remember there was one on 12th and there was one on the Friday 16th. So I could have select which one of these I wanted, and then you take it. Then basically to confirm a slot, you click over here and then they allow you to make the choice. But since the exam is already over, it will not let me to do now. That is that basics. Then again in the KU Locket system, you have your student file. This is a very useful file because in this student file you fill in your details like your identification, your address. For finances like reimbursement, your IBAN number, that is the bank account number which you will get later, and other important details is better to fill them up. Study progress file is basically the results page. Application for study period abroad, that's for Erasmus. Re-registration, that is re-registration. That's usually not that required. And yeah, that basically is a summary of all the most important ones which you'll have to deal with. Regarding the classroom reservation, once the name is properly written, everything should work. I will use Alma. That's another. That should reveal quite a lot of rooms. So it should. Yes, I don't know why it was not showing before, but Alma here. So, for example, these are various rooms. The Kosilic is one which I've used before for booking. So you click on the Kosilic, it reveals details over here. Yeah, so you have a summary of what all can be available on that room. And if you want to book it, then to reservability, you close this, and this. This is the one you selected, and then you do to reservability. That is basically you are looking at the possible dates for booking it, and in the week, this is the previous week, and this is the next week. So now you can look it, and once you see the look and you do it, then all you got to do is start and you can start reserving. I think this is a good summary of the whole possibility that Toledo can offer to you. There are other smaller maybe details maybe which will come into mind, like for example Blackboard, which is basically how you link up with your phone, the class schedules. I usually use the app Quiver for that. It's a very well known app. Quiver K leuven. Uh, this yes, this is the app Quiver. You will definitely easily get it, and this Quiver usually shows you the schedules of your classes. This is, I think, made by a group of students. Yes, it was made by a group of students. Really useful app. And I think with that, that's the summary of Toledo and the possibilities you get with the ISPs.